Hello, this is Mel with 5-Star PWC. I'm this morning currently trying to remove I'm not going to remove this one, but you can remove them. You take this guy off and then this actually presses off. And all the bolts on it got broken. So it trashed this engine, but the crank is still good, but this one needs to be removed and replaced. And or I got another crank here that I have removed it. It had like similar type problem. So I'm trying to figure out, how to align it to the this mark. Has got to be in a certain position, or else the timing will be off on it. Because actually, it's in relation to that one right there. This is the balance shaft mark, and this is the pin which is sheared off. That's the pin that's sheared off, and it is in an exact position so that the timing is proper. So if you remove this guy, as far as I know, I was thinking, hey, you could line it up the balance mark with that mark, with that hole. It looked to be perfect. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, hey, I've got another crank here that I know I had removed one of these off of. And it was then I wasn't sure about the positioning of it, because I tried to line it up on that hole, and I'm like, I don't know about this. There's got to be a better way to do it. So this is the crank right here, which is the same exact crank as this, and the bolts and everything are good. I've had this off of here, and I put it back on, and I've got this alignment marker, pretty much lined up to that hole, and but I decided to I have another crank that I haven't removed the thing for, and I was like, hey, you know what? I know how I can align it. I can align it because this right here is the locking pin for when you lock the motor to put it on top dead center. There's a special tool for that. I use one of these guys here, and that goes right here and presses right there, and then you push on it and lock the motor in, and that puts it at top dead center number 1. And so I'm like, well, why don't I just get basically this is a real close, close enough to give me a center on it, and then I put a mark on it and turn it in the upward position, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that real quick. Just remark it, and I'll just scribe a mark. But anyways, so that's it. And I think that's, pretty good. So anyways, what I'm going to do is measure from this one to that to get my measurement. So how I'm going to do that is using my calipers, and just get me a measurement right here. I'm going to put this flush against these two and hold it so it's right up against those two teeth. Okay, center on that too. Just press right there. Both of these are touching, and then I'm going to just roll this in until I think it's directly on center of that mark. Which I believe is right 0.830, pretty much. On that edge. 830, maybe a little bit more in. That's exactly, that looks like it's pretty freaking close, actually. That's exactly 800 thousandths. So let's say that's it. Okay. Okay, let's check this one to see where it's at. Press that in the same position again. Pressed up against, flat up against those two right there. So it's nice and flat. With both of these on the ground, that's 800 thousandths right there. Whoa, that looks like it's way different. Yeah, so that is way off. It needs to go that way, like a probably 40 thousandths or so. So we're gonna go ahead and move it. Let's try that now. All right, we're gonna move that 40 thousandths. First thing we're gonna do is warm this gear up so it'll turn easy. Kind of looking for like a little bit of smoke to come up off of it. There's some, you can kind of see it. I don't know if you see that. So we're gonna call that good. I'm gonna use my brass hammer here. I got a mark right here where I can see how much it turns. Yeah, it moved a lot right there. Twist a little bit, look like it moves some. Let's try a little more. Definitely moved. So let's check that. Make sure we don't go too far. That is warm now. Might have to let this cool down for a minute. Let me just take a kind of a quick measurement here. Yeah, I think it needs to go more. Close again. Eight hundred thousandths. That looks pretty close. So anyways, then I'm gonna put the coupler thing back on there, and then we're gonna install it in these cases and see how it goes. We got new bearings in there and all cleaned out, so let's see what happens.